Hello there. In my last lecture, I introduced what are modals. Modals are the auxiliary verbs that tell us the mode or manner of the main action verb in the sentence. Modals are like best friends of verbs that I had told you about. Modals will never change as per the singularity or the plurality of the subject, and they will never appear alone without a verb. There were a few points that I told you about how to use modals. In the last part, we covered 6 modals, namely will, would, shall, should, may, and might. Today I am going to take you further into this subject and cover some more modals like can, could, must, have to, need, ought to, dare, and used to. So let's go to the next model of this session, can. If I tell you I can play guitar, but I can't play piano, did you notice the word can here? Now I used the model can because I wanted to tell about my ability or my capacity. So in other words, if I am talking about what I am able to do or what I am unable to do, I will use the model can. So can is basically used to talk about your abilities or your capabilities. But that is not all. Can also be used to take permissions like, can I have a glass of water? But when you are taking permissions, then a polite request is always preferred, like, may I have a glass of water? Or would you give me a glass of water? So may or would, wherein we use them for requests, sound more polite than can. Many times when you ask your teacher to come inside, how do you say? May I come in or can I come in? What is the difference between the two? When you say can I come in, it refers to your ability of coming inside. But you are not telling your ability, you are asking for a permission. And when you are speaking to your elders, the more polite way of asking a permission is to use may. And that is why you are taught to ask, may I come in, ma'am? Now, can also tell us about possibilities. Look here in this sentence, anyone can make mistakes. It's a possibility. So if I want to talk about possibility, I can use can there. Similarly, let's read the other sentences also. If you want to take permission like, can I use your pen? That's a permission. And he can stay without water for an entire day. That talks about the ability with the use of can. Now let's see the negative form of can. Very simple. Can in its negative form is pronounced as can't or cannot. And if you remember in the first part of models video, I had told you that cannot is the only model where you do not give a space between can and not. It becomes one word, connecting word. Let's read through these lines. Why can't I use your pen? So can't becomes a contracted form of cannot, which can be used in interrogation. You cannot make mistake. Just notice here I have not put a space here but a double N there. I can't stay without water for an entire day. So that's the negative form of can, which is can't or cannot. If can represents your present abilities, then could represents your past abilities. So could can also be taken as the past form of can. And we generally use could to tell us what we used to do in the past. Could can also be used to make polite request. Can I have a glass of water is lesser polite than could I have a glass of water? Could can also be used in conditional. Suppose you have a conditional. If I had the power to fly, I could have gone to US. So given a condition, you can portray that result by using the word could. Let's read these sentences now. He could eat 6 chapatis at one go. Now that was the past ability at one point of time. But now he is old. Now he cannot do. Could we borrow your ladder, please? That's a very, very polite way of asking something. If we had the money, we could buy a car. Now this is a condition. If we had the money, we could have means we might have the ability to buy a car. The negative form of could is couldn't or could not. Very simple. Look at these. He couldn't eat 6 chapatis at one go when he was young. Or we can also say we could not help the poor man though we wanted to help him. Okay, when your mom says you must come home right now, what do you think mom is doing? She's making a compulsion on you, correct? She is putting her rules on you, which means you have to follow those rules, come what may, right? So must is a model which talks about such compulsions. It can talk about an advice that you give, but it should be an emphatic advice. Advice can also be given with should, but when you say should in an advice, like you should exercise, means you are still giving a choice to the listener. But on the other hand, if you say you must exercise, means it is an advice, but you are not giving any option to the listener. So must is a very interesting model. Let's see the sentences on this. You must obey the instructions means you are bound to obey the instructions. It is like an obligation. It's like a duty. So whenever we talk about duties as an individual or as a citizen, then we should use the model must. You must go for a walk daily. Now, like I just told you, I gave you an example on exercise also. Now this can be a necessity or it can be a compulsion when we use the word must here. Had I used the word should, then the expression would have been, or the tone would have been little different. We must get together soon for dinner. Now this is an emphatic advice. Emphatic, as I told you, when you are giving an emphatic advice means you are not leaving any option to the listener. But only an advice means you are giving an option to the listener. He must have left already. Now, if you're talking about an assumption or a probability, then also you can use the model must. Next, we see the negative form of must. It can be either called as mustn't or must not. Let's read the sentences here. You mustn't cry over petty things, or you must not wear casuals at work. The next model that we are going to see is have to. Have to gives us the same sense as must, but there is a difference in the two. Must is used to express what the speaker or listener wants, but have to is used when you want to express the rules or laws or other people's wish. Let's look at these sentences first. I have to leave early tonight. Now this is a necessity. Even if I replace have to with must, it is still okay because both the models are on the same plane. So I can even say I must leave early tonight. Look at the next one. You simply have to learn to be polite. If you want to give an advice to somebody, that time also you can use this term have to give an advice or a recommendation. Now the word have can also take the word got. Look here, you have to try this new restaurant, Or I can even say, you got to try this new restaurant. Sometimes we even use both the words together and we say, you've got to try this new restaurant. When we talk about the negative form of have to, it's a little different than other models. Have to will always take the word, another verb like don't. Now it might take don't or didn't or doesn't, depending on the tense and the subject. With I, we usually write don't. If it were he here or she or it, then it would have been he doesn't have to leave early tonight or she doesn't have to leave early tonight. So this particular word, this negative word which we use with have to, depends on the subject and the tense. Tense as in past tense, like they didn't have to leave early that night. Alright? Now, you don't have to tolerate his bad behavior is also another example with the negative have to. So have to is the only model which will have a negative word like this, but no other model. The next model is need. Need shows necessity. Okay, now look at this first one. You need to take care of Granny because it is necessary. So the moment you use need, it expresses necessary things. Need I wait for him? Need I have to see the doctor? So you can express the necessity either in the form of negative or in the form of interrogatives. But when we talk about negative form of need, then we use needn't. Look at these sentences now with the negative form of need. You need not worry about Granny. I am here to take care of her. So need can also be used as need not like here, or it can be used as needn't here. But if you have to write have with it, like we saw in the previous example also, need to have, right? So then in that case you can use needn't have, like here, you needn't have spoiled this plan. The model ought to is always followed by a verb in its base form, like any other model. But ought to is used to express a kind of obligation or duty. Now you would feel that must also does the same. Yes, but must is like a compulsion from the speaker. Whereas in ought to, there is no compulsion. Now while making a negative form of ought to, you have to remember that the word not will always fall between ought and to. Look here, we ought not to disrespect our elders. Now ought not can also be written as in a contracted form like oughtn't to. So you can write, you oughtn't to be dishonest. The next model in line is dare. Dare means to have courage to do something. Okay. Now the model dare is generally used in negative or interrogative cases. You dare not ask my brother to help me. It's a negative sentence. Now dare not can also be written in a contracted form like daren't, like this. You can also write dare not in the contracted form like this as in daren't. So you daren't ask my brother to help me. Another usage of dare is to ask in interrogatives, like here, how dare you misbehave? Dare we challenge them? So these are the two usage of dare. Now this is the last model of our models topic, and this is used to. Now used to is used to express past habits or past actions which you no longer do it in present. Used to is compulsorily used in the past form with D. Okay, I used to go to this temple every Tuesday. That was my past habit, but now I do not go anymore. Some years ago, there used to be a huge banyan tree at this crossing. Now, if you're talking about some kind of existence, maybe a building or a tree or any existence which was in the past but now it is not there, in that case also we'll use this model used to. When we talk about the negative form of used to, we make it like used not to. So we insert the word not between used and to, just the way we inserted not between ought and to. Let's read. I used not to see movies. So which means in the past I was not in a habit of seeing movies. Okay. Now this negative form of used to can also be written as didn't use to. But when you say didn't use to, there's one thing that you have to be very careful about is whenever you have the verb did with did, any verb after it will always take its first form. And that is why in this case, I am not using the word USED. I am using the word as USE. If you notice the difference here, with didn't, I am using the word use, not used. Well, that was great to teach you models. But before I wrap up the entire topic of models, let's have a quick recap of what we did today and a small exercise and solve it together. Let's start. You dash bring any vegetables. We have plenty of them. Now here I am talking about necessity. So for necessity, you'll use the model need. So you need or needn't. What can I put here? The sense of the sentence gives me a requirement of a negative model. So I'll put here needn't or need not, anything that I like. So I'll put here needn't. When I was a child, I dash hop 100 times a minute. Now here I'm talking about past ability. So ability is told by the model can, and the past ability is told by could. So here I'll write, when I was a child, I could hop. Okay. Next, how dash you open my cupboard? Courage. The model to be used for courage is dare. So it will be, how dare you open my cupboard? You dash see the principal at once. Now it's a compulsion. So the model used for compulsion is must. So I'm going to write here, you must see the principal at once. Now the last one, I dash stay underwater for 15 minutes. Ability. You're talking about ability, and what are you going to use here? Can. Good. So I will write, I can stay underwater for 15 minutes. So it was great to teach you all models, and I'm happy that I could cover at least 14 most important models with you. I hope you understood whatever I taught. If you have any doubts, you can ask them in the comment section below. That's all under the section models. Next time I'm going to bring a new grammar topic for you. Wait for my next video. Till then, take good care of yourself and goodbye.